Well, here's another way to help kids in our community. It's a nonprofit based here in Cincinnati with an international arm. It's called Back2Back Ministries. And to tell us more, I want to welcome Beth Guckenberger, the co-executive director of Back2Back Ministries. Beth, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Mona. It's my joy.
Yes. Well, first, tell us a little bit about Back2Back and its impact here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, so Back2Back started in 1997 right here in Cincinnati. We resource orphaned and vulnerable children, youth, and families towards sustainability, and we do it in lots of places around the world, Nigeria and Haiti and Mexico and the Dominican Republic, but we also have a work right here in the city.
That is wonderful. And talk a little bit about that work and what you do.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we know that of the 2 billion children on the planet, that 50% of them, or 1 billion children, have experienced trauma. And our city's not, we're right in the middle of those statistics. So there are kids in this city who have experienced trauma. And the way that we are able to turn the story around, the trajectory for that child around, is by placing a safe adult in their lives. And so that's what we want to do. We want to wrap around families and resource parents and caregivers so they can stay in the fight.
That is wonderful, Beth. And since you talked about some of the other countries that you serve, this international arm of your nonprofit, so tell us, do you do similar things there, or are there different needs?
Yeah, absolutely. As a result of COVID, we've been in this field for 25 years, and really, orphan and vulnerable children, the goal of that is to create connections between kids and adults. So through those bridges, things like educational resources can happen, emotional healing can happen, spiritual instruction can happen, all the aspects that go into child development. And so one of the things that we know as a result of COVID is there's now a new orphan every 12 seconds around the world. And so it's our desire to get in the lives of kids and help them to be seen and soothed and feel safe and ultimately secure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing that. Very important work. And you know, this time of year, a lot of people are asking how they can help out in our community and beyond. So talk about what we can do to support your nonprofit.
Oh, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to volunteer here. We provide coaching, care coordination, education support. We advocate in the judicial system for Cincinnati youth to help create pathways for them towards restoration. But we also, as we enter into this holiday season, this is true for all of us, but as kids come home from school for the holidays, that's fun, but it adds an extra burden to our pantries. All of us have need extra additional needs in the holiday season. So Back2Back Cincinnati is looking to provide family care packs that would involve and include things like groceries and games and educational resources so that we can help with the downtime that happens this time of year. So anyone that's watching, we would love for them to consider donating things like grocery items or games or educational resources. We also have a Grades for Goods program where kids can trade in points for their efforts this fall in order to get to shop at a store to buy presents for their family. So we have wrapping stations. We also need donations for gifts for the Grades for Goods program. So lots and lots of ways for Cincinnatians to get involved with vulnerable kids.
All right, so let's help them get involved and tell us how people can donate and get more information and connect with you.
Absolutely. So our organization is called Back and the number 2back.org. So they can jump on that website, back2back.org, and learn all about us, or they can just email info@back2back.org, and there we can get them connected with volunteer opportunities or donation opportunities or whatever they're feeling stirred or moved to do.
Okay, Beth, thank you so much for talking to us today and sharing this important information. We appreciate you.
Yes. Thanks for having me.